What's up, everyone? In this video, I'm going to be talking about how I personally rewired my own mind from a year ago, not even imagining that I'd make this type of money or achieve what I'm achieving right now. Again, I was dropping out of university. I had no idea where I was going. I'm like, what business model am I going to pick? And now I'm making 40 grand a month and I'm 20 years old. So these things can happen really quick, but you cannot do this accidentally. It has to be very intentional. And if you do not implement the things that I can show you in this video, you can almost guaranteed go back to your previous self who's not going to make a lot of money, who's not going to succeed. And I want to prevent that in this video, because immediately when I started implementing the tips inside of this video in my own life and recognizing these patterns, I ended up exponentially growing my business, exponentially making me a consistent person in all realms of my life. The first thing you have to recognize is that no matter if you like it or not, you are consciousness. You are just a living being, again, seeing through these eyes, who's conscious in your mind. And what you are really is a pattern of beliefs. You are a pattern of habits. You're accumulation of all of these things together. And no matter if you like it or not, you will be this way for your whole life. No matter of what others think, no matter who people label you as, you are consciousness and you're going about making decisions day to day. And as soon as I recognized I'm in control of the consciousness, I'm in control of the decisions I make, and the patterns behind those decisions, I began to take control of it. So I began to program this consciousness being off of what I want to be. And a lot of people don't even recognize that. But the way I intentionally did this is I realized that no matter if you like it or not, and all of your decisions are based off this right here. This ball of consciousness, the knowledge you have, the relationships you have, the thought patterns you have. This is all contributing to the decisions you face. And you realize that success doesn't come down to actually the business. It comes back to your mind. And that's why when you have fantastic minds in a business, so you have balls of consciousness everywhere making similar decisions in a business, you begin to develop kind of a mastermind-like-esque. And you combine these, but again, that's besides the point. When you're trying to improve yourself or achieve anything great, you first have to start with yourself. Because the only thing you have is the only thing you'll use throughout your life. And no matter if you're deterministic, no matter if you think you're free will, this consciousness might be your soul, whatever you believe, no matter what, you're stuck with it. And before you try to change any decisions you'll face, this consciousness has already decided what the outcome of this decision is. So that's a crucial point. If you're facing any decision in your life, this patterns of thought, these tendencies you have, the way you think, is going to replay back and filter through that decision and make it for you already. Again, the subconscious is very, very clever. It's very, very in control, no matter if you like it or not. We all have these animalistic desires, animalistic tendencies that will never go away, and that's because we're programmed a certain way. So no matter if you like it or not, these decisions you face and the things you want to tackle are already programmed based off how your mind is right now. So screw trying to build that $1 million business if you can't even make your bed in the morning. Screw trying to build that business if you cannot organize something and you can't wake up consciously on time every day. These things will not happen if you don't have these things in control, and it all starts from your conscious mind and programming it in a certain way for you to succeed. And the thing that a lot of people don't realize is that the business plays into your consciousness. So let's explain that for a second. You have consciousness here, and you have the business. And you will work on the business with your conscious mind, and the business will come back and affect you as a person. I cannot tell you how my personality has changed from the business, and how I'm more disagreeable, how I can say no to people easier now, how I'm in control of the schedule of my life, how I am disciplined. It's because I went through that initial discipline of building this business while other people don't. And the crucial thing, if anybody here hasn't started a business or hasn't started losing weight or whatever you want to do, that is the best mechanism to improve yourself. You will reprogram yourself in the way you think and the way you act, all based on taking action and determining how you need to be to take those actions, which is my next point. You need to program your own mind and take in the information other successful people are taking in order to behave more like them. And as soon as you start behaving more like these successful people, you'll begin to learn, where did this person learn from then? How can I program myself to be that way? Because clearly this person changed who he was from back here to now here, maybe a few $1 million business. How did he do that? And what you can do is begin to reverse engineer how this guy had this consciousness, again, at $0,000 a month, let's say, and changed it, his internal personality, to something like $1 million a month. So people go through this conscious process of reprogramming their habits, their knowledge, their beliefs, all of these things, the thought patterns, in order to achieve the goal. The goal will happen if you are the type of person who can achieve it. If you got replaced with Elon Musk's mind right now in your body, let's say you're homeless, as an example, or you have $0 in your bank account. If Elon Musk took your position right now, he'd get everything back most likely in 6 months, even without a reputation. He'd probably build multiple 6 figures, even 7 figures in a year. And that's because he's one of the most intelligent brains on earth, first of all. But he has all of the processes in place, which I'm talking about here, in order to get up to that goal right here. So he already has those. But again, it is a incremental journey of implementing the successful traits and the successful habits until you can walk around day to day and just make the correct decisions. And the way you start making the correct decisions is first taking in the knowledge that it requires to make those successful decisions. We're coming back to the topic of the video, which I said in the beginning, is that your decisions are going to be made for you once you encounter them. So you can encounter a decision right now as your $0 a month self right now. Or you can be walking around at $50 a month. Those two people are going to be faced with that decision and take 2 different paths. Why is that? And it's because their personality is organized in a certain way, and their personality can dictate with these various mental models and these various thought patterns coming to that decision right here. And the $0 a month person's going up here, and the $50 a month person's right here. So this is some freedom in a way. This is immediately when I discovered this. It's complete freedom to realize that your decisions when you encounter them might be already made for you, because you're just a pattern of chemicals and dopamine and serotonin and all these chemicals in your mind that's determining your state of mind. But at the same time, if you have these processes in your mind that you program intentionally so that when these decisions come, you can snap and make the right one. And you can say that's a deterministic viewpoint, completely is, but I like it because you could train yourself to be ready for these decisions as best as possible. And what happens is that you get levels to this. So you program your consciousness here to get to $10,000 a month, let's say. And then what will happen is that your mind wants to return to its animalistic, biological, evolutionary processes at its baseline and go back here. Because you find when you're chasing hedonism or you want instant pleasures like that chocolate bar, you'll always want to go back to the ingrained processes in your head. So that's why people always face resistance. They'll get up to their first, let's say, $50K month, and they'll snap back to their normal self when they first started. They're like, why the hell is that the case? And this is a battle that you'll always be fighting. It's because your mind wants to return here based off its biology. And really, your animal brain just wants to fulfill its basic pleasures, while you, as an intellectual, as a person trying to build your business, if you're this far in the video, you're probably quite intelligent, I would hope, and you want to get down here and ingrain new beliefs, and ingrain new tendencies, and ingrain new habits, but your mind, just to warn you, is always going to go back here, or at least try to. And that's where mindfulness comes into play, and it's a stimulus response pattern, where there's a space between stimulus and response. So you are interacting with the situation, and let's say someone's angry at you, it's up to you in that split second to decide on what you say back to them. On that cold call, when someone's giving you an objection, it's your choice to respond what you're going to say back to them. If you're not thinking, you're on autopilot, you're this consciousness at $0K a month, or even if you're here, if you're not thinking about what you're going to say, you might respond badly too. It's up to you to spot your own mind and what the tendencies are, so it doesn't return back to this, oh, I hate this guy, I want to get angry at him, my anger chemicals in my head are firing up right now. You need to spot that in between the stimulus and response and catch it. And this is why mindfulness is very important. And on this point, our minds are not meant to be at $50,000 a month, if we're going to be honest. And we are meant to fight other monkeys in the forest. A lot of our brain is just 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 years ago when we didn't have this computer at my face right now. We didn't have any of this. So our mind is going to go back to those baseline pleasures every single time of our animal brain, while we have to consciously fight it. And as soon as you have complete control over your baseline pleasures that are going to take you back down to $0 a month or anything like that, back here, you have complete control over your life now. Because as soon as you have that, you're farther than 95% of people who are even setting out to build a damn business. So the takeaway, if you do not recognize you are a conscious being just interacting with decisions, and these decisions are most likely predetermined before you even get there, and everything originates at your conscious mind and your tendencies, your habits, your knowledge, you can control what you can control. And this is what you can control right here. It's the consciousness that before interacting with these decisions, you change the conscious being itself. You change your own mind. And you do that by absorbing new information. You do that by ingraining new habits that's going to prepare you to make better decisions, prepare you to think clearer, prepare you with the knowledge that when faced with these things, you can react in the right way and control yourself when that time comes. So this is the exact process. It took me from 0 a year ago to 40 grand a month. And it was just changing the way I think over and over and over and over. And I will continue to do this while my neuroplasticity is pretty high in my head while I'm young. And I'll do this as much as I can to evolve the way I think to a 100 grand a month level, 500 grand a month level, $1 million a month level, until whenever, indefinitely. So try this yourself. Notice that everything's in your head. You need to be mindful of what you think about what you do. You can interact with decisions in a different way to succeed. If you guys enjoyed this, like and subscribe. That would be amazing. I also have a free school community in the description. Everything is completely free. I give away all my trainings for my agency that I skilled up this year. Give you all the SOPs, everything you need, weekly coach calls. I'd love to see you in there. See you later. Goodbye.